Well, I'm sorry for the things that I told you. Words only go so far. And if I had my way, I would reach into heaven and I'd pull you down a star. For a present, and I'd make you a chain out of diamonds and pearls from a summer sea. But all I can give you is a kiss in the morning and a sweet apology.
Jim Croce. Absolutely love this guy. Tomorrow's gonna be a brighter day. It's right here on Dan Radio Style. Going way back, man. Jim Croce, huge in my family. My brother and I, like, records spun for hours. Like, it's just one of our personal favorites. Love Jim Croce. Always have, always will. So, I'm not exactly sure what I'm calling this. Kind of the difference between achievement, performance, having stuff, versus the idea of kind of peace of life, quality of life, the way we get along with others. These are two very different concepts. Again, kind of going back to Wayne Dyer, and I know some of you might be like, I'm tired of it. But for me, the big part of this channel and what I'm really, really trying to do with people is trying to help evolve, help awaken, help get us all to a place where, one, yes, manifestation is far easier. Law of attraction and all that stuff works really good when you finally start to kind of let go of some of the very physical parts of living, because they are taken care of already. I'm not saying they're not important. I'm not saying that you don't continue to pay bills. You don't continue to occasionally stub your toe. You know, like, you continue living life, but things actually begin to get easier when your focus shifts into kind of a higher echelon. I don't mean higher in the sense of it's better. And that's really one thing that I think is important to distinguish is there's no better, there's no worse. We're all in our own varying stages of evolution. We're all moving along through life in the same way as everyone else, right? We're all trying to make difference, trying to make progress, trying to learn our way, trying to understand all this this control, right, that we have over everything, this law of attraction type stuff, right? Our energy actually attracts, and how we get our energy in that place is usually by what we think, what we say, what we do. Those are actually the mechanisms by which universe is saying, hey, oh, this is what you'd like? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for making me known, or make me aware of what you'd like. Let me begin that process of bringing it towards you. Ooh, wait, hang on. I noticed that there's this little vibe in your energy where you don't really like people with money, yet you're trying to attract more money. What do I do? What should I do? What should I listen to? They're two different things, right? So universe kind of just it doesn't know. So it gives us both, basically. It gives us having it, and it gives us not having it. And really, I think how that sometimes will manifest itself is, and this I hope will wrap into a point at some point, but having it, not having it, you'll see it coming, you'll get the signs, and then it won't happen. It'll take too long, but then you'll see it and get the signs, and you'll feel really good, like everything's working that way, and then it won't happen. But you're seeing the signs, and you're getting everything, but then it won't happen. Now, again, I've talked about in the past getting too stuck on where you're at right now. Big hang up. So in this little scenario I'm playing out, which I think probably fits a lot of people out there, right? You get yourself in a really good place, and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen, and you spiral back down. The energy that we create, like when we focus on not having it, again, we create more of that. And then we get ourselves worked out. We get ourselves back to, okay, yeah, I got it. I understand it now. I just got to keep myself in this good place. You get yourself in a good place, get yourself feeling good again. And then we kind of lapse back. Now, the difference really between this spiritual, like trying to performance, acquisitions, achievement, right? The Wayne Dyer's, that's kind of the more sort of physical living. And the spiritual version is going to be motivated by ethics, serenity, and quality of life. So to use this same example where we're constantly in this flex, because most of you that are in this in-between, right, that find yourself getting yourself good and then focusing on reality or whatever at the moment, not having whatever, and then getting yourself bad and then getting yourself good and then getting yourself bad and getting yourself good and getting yourself bad, right? Kind of tired of the pattern. But what's interesting, and one thing that I think is worthy of pointing out, is your ability to get yourself good again. Have you noticed how good at that you've become? Interesting. And on top of that, you're actually starting to notice when you're not good. Whoa. Look at all these things that are coming about. Look at all this understanding that you're now getting because of this contrast, because of this annoying roller coaster. You know, a good example, kind of in that same section, right? When I was younger, I live in Southern California, right? So there's a Disneyland in Anaheim, California, right? And that Disneyland I've been to when I was younger. I haven't been in a lot of years, but when I was younger, I went a lot. And I knew Space Mountain. I knew that track. I knew where every turn was. I knew every turn. There was only one left turn. Every other turn was a right turn, I think. Maybe it's the other way. Sorry, every turn was a left turn, and there was one right turn, right? So I knew the track. But it was because I went on it so many times that I eventually said, all right, here comes the left. All right, here comes the right. Boom, and I was ready for it. It's the same with this. We keep up and downing, up and downing, up and downing, up and downing. You're learning the track. And then when you finally go, all right, I know this track good enough. I'm gonna, you know, I'm in control, or I see it coming, or I'm not gonna get all hung up about what's the track, and then just enjoy the fact that it's the ride. That's the difference. I know, right? That's kind of deep if you think about it for half a second. The track is the track. The track is the physical. The track is, you know the track. You know the lefts. You know the rights. You know the ups. You know the downs. You know they're coming. You know they're going. You know they're coming. You know they're going. From that standpoint, get real comfortable with it. See the ebbs and flows. Get used to it. But for those of us that are evolving past that, there's this level of depth that comes. Now, it's not the track. It's not the lefts. It's not the rights. It's not the ups. It's not the downs. It's the ride. It's the sheer enjoyment of the ride. Yeah, I know what's coming. Doesn't matter. It feels good. It's interesting. The ups, the downs, the whole thing. And I start getting into that frame of mind. And a lot of the minutia that I was worried about prior goes away. Because I'm appreciative of where I'm at. I get it's happening. It's a process. I'm not looking at right now and saying, oh my God, nothing exists in the world because it's not here right now. Well, you can't see it right now. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean it's not there. You just can't see it. Like people before microscopes. They couldn't see itty bitty little cells and little things, little microscopic little things with tails that flight around and, you know, do stuff. So they didn't exist. But they did. They still do. So things are there regardless if we're necessarily seeing them or not seeing them. I think it was Neville Goddard that talks about once you have it in your mind, it is real. I believe it's also been quoted in some scriptural places. I've definitely heard a number of teachers in a number of different walks that have said similar things. There is definitely truth to that whole concept of what is inside our minds is real. Is real. When we doubt it, we take that reality away. That's the moment we take it away. Can it be fixed? Yeah, absolutely. Just go back to believing it's real. That's all you got to do. You might have put the handbrake on. You might have slowed yourself down. You might have added a day or two to your manifestation. All right, whatever. Worst case scenario. All right. That's the worst thing you did. You can move forward and get things going and start to evolve yourself and start to enjoy the ride a little more. And that, believe it or not, is where speeding it up happens. You can't speed it up ever by trying to speed it up. Never. You will never be able to speed up your manifestation by trying to speed up your manifestation. But your manifestations will speed up through the very nature of your awakening and evolution process. As you get better and better at that, as that happens more and more, as you get more and more comfortable, as you start interacting with reality more and more, as you start to realize it's about my quality of life. Yes, I may want to attract my specific person back, or I might want to manifest this new job, manifest more money, manifest a car, a boat, a wife, a life, a whatever. It's enjoying the process, saying that I'm going to manifest something that I definitely don't have right now, and just to make up random numbers, foreseeable, easy number that I can believe and get my head behind, it might take 3 months, right? Maybe. Whatever. Might take a little time because there's processes that I got to occur. When it comes to a job, right? There's interviews, there's callbacks, or, there's timing. Even if they're in a hurry, it still can take a couple, 3 weeks. And then it can take a couple weeks to get your first paycheck, right? Like there's timing aspects to it that going into it. So you're not going to say, well, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to start making money, in a day. Well, yeah, you could get a sales, right? I mean, again, whatever the thing is that you're trying to manifest, create more of the enjoying the process and worry less about which step am I on of the 26,000 steps I'm going to need to take or will take or have taken. Let's not focus on which step did I just do. Which step am I on right now? Which step is tomorrow? No. Look at where, just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep evolving. Keep appreciating the process by which you are doing this. When you can see it from that place, you begin to appreciate all the little magic moments that happen, like Wayne Dyer's talking about. All the little coincidences that your friends will tell you is all it is. These things start to happen. They start to affect you. They start to occur on a frequent, regular basis. And when they do, it empowers the process more because now you start to realize, wow, I really am connected. I had this interaction with somebody that popped into my thing. I had this cool feeling about it. I said, I just want to talk to this person. Started talking to them. Sure enough, they were actually into voiceover. They had some people they knew, and it opens doors. That's how it happens. I don't just walk around telling everybody, hey, I do voiceover. No, no. Hey, I do voiceover. No, no. Hey, I do voiceover. No, no. Hey, I do. Oh, really? No. It's not a numbers game. You get good at feeling when it's time, or you just go and you just start talking, and what comes out of your face, you're like, wow, okay, we're going to talk about voiceover right now. All right. Oh, shit, you're into that? Oh, look at that. So again, it's one of those things where when you start to get yourself into the energy of the ride, of the flow, of the process, a lot of these things start to become much easier. You start to worry about things a lot less. And when you do that, you speed up the process. When you get out of your own way, when you stop worrying about whether or not I'm going fast enough, you actually start to speed up. The second you go, how fast am I going? Yeah, you're probably slowing yourself down. Don't worry about it. Worry about the process. Worry about the journey. Worry about how much better can I be tomorrow than I am right now. That will speed up your process. Focus that way, day to day. What can I do tomorrow that I didn't do today? What can I try to do tomorrow that I didn't do today? One of the people that's commented a couple times, and I can only remember 2, but I was impressed with the fact that I remembered both of them because there's quite a few of you guys that comment, but I still kind of, some of these things get etched in the brain as far as who's what. But I talked about not letting the song go out in your head in one of my videos, and this person chimed in and said, man, I need to get back into my blogging thing. And then I just did another video on I don't know what. And they said the same thing again. And I'm like, that's twice that's come up. Listen to those moments. Take those moments. Run with those moments. You know who I'm talking to right now, for those of you that are out there, for those of you that read the comments. And certainly the person that I'm speaking to directly. These things get better as we start to evolve. And that process, the blogging, for example, that's part of your process. That's part of your healing mechanism that's in front of you. You're feeling the energy towards it. You're asking for all these things to happen. You're feeling inspired to do this, yet we haven't done it yet. That's inspired action that we ignore. And that action, for this example, is what can be the missing piece for a lot of us. Sometimes it's, in this case, a very healing thing just to get your feelings out there. So again, find your mechanism that kind of gets you into the flow, into your own life, into enjoying tomorrow, into enjoying waking up the next day. And not just what can life give to me, but what can I give to life? And that's, I think, where it starts to make a big difference as well. And it's a very powerful moment when we finally get there. I hope this makes sense. You know, I don't like to overdo all this Wayne Dyer stuff, even though I'm digging the guy a lot. Real Magic, great book. I think I've probably got him linked below. Ooh, one other thing I was supposed to bring up, and maybe I'll bring this up 1 or 2 other times. For any of you, and this is just maybe Canada and maybe England, even though England hasn't said anything yet, for any of the people that are in those countries, if you guys buy any of these types of books, I have links to some of the books that I enjoy below, and they're like, they're Amazon links, basically. And if you buy stuff through there, I get like a couple pennies. Well, for those of you in Canada and England, I think, there's a little bit of a, no one's used those links, and they'll shut it down after, I think, a year or whatever the case is, and I'm like halfway there. Maybe it's 180 days, whatever it is. I'm like halfway there, and nobody's used the links at all. The other ones have worked fine. But so for any of you that live in Canada or UK, maybe if you ever like buying any of these books, if you just click the link, you don't even have to buy the book. You can actually just start searching for other stuff that you want to buy, and it'll still count towards me having my little affiliate thing. And if you can't, no worries, but it's cool. I just thought I'd throw it out there. It's late in the video, so if you've sat this long, I'm very, very good. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Going out with a great song by Buffalo Springfield. The song's called For What It's Worth. It's right here on Dan Radio Style.
What a field day for the heat. I found 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and a carrying signs, mostly say